And yeah, and we're live. So let me see. I haven't sent out the link quite just yet, but
Yeah, that's good to know. Good to know that we're live.
yeah, yeah. So don't say anything bad about women like you always do or something, okay?
Yeah, no, I won't.
Let's see. But we still have some time because I mean we don't really have much to talk about until they get to qualifying. But
Exactly.
performance racing league, YouTube. And if you also have somewhere to like load it up as well on another tab or window, you can also pull up the. I'm posting it now to the league announcements. You can post. You can have the link to, excuse me, the YouTube
stream.
up. Yeah, and then if people leave
Yeah,
comments and stuff, it's cool to always interact with them.
I will. I will. I'm just setting up in each corner.
Yeah. Round 7 at Monaco already.
Went quite fast, didn't it?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Bro, I'm in the 112 still. I need to do a lot of work. I haven't had time.
Oh well.
I think I can get into like the 111s, maybe the 110s, but I have nothing. I have nothing to fight with you guys at the front, unless you guys like fuck up your wing or something like every 2
I
laps.
probably will, to be honest. I'm
I think
like
I think everybody's gonna damage their wing at least once. No?
yeah, probably. It's always been my issue for me at least that I crash. That's just what happens when there's walls anywhere near the track.
It's gonna be hard, but that's the other thing that I think everybody in their first stint is gonna probably get a little bit of damage. Let's see, 112 is okay. Kanina's in the stream. What up, Kanina? Kanina said 112 is fine. Just don't go because we were playing FIFA. Have you played Pro Clubs before?
No, I haven't. I don't really play a lot of games. To be
Oh,
honest.
you're not a big FIFA player.
No, definitely not.
Oh, and Rusty Oil Can is in the stream as well. What's up, Rusty? So we're joined today by Ted. Hold on. We're joined today by none other than drum roll. Let's see if I can get it right. 10.
Almost.
I'm done. That's me trying to.
You go ahead.
That's me trying to say it like it sounds like you guys say it. Let's see. Oh, what up,
It's difficult.
Joe G? I see. I thought. What up, Joe? I thought your name. We were talking the other day on messaging. What is it? I thought your name was Joe Egg or something. I thought you were some kind of European dude. Your name is Joe Gross. How's it going, Joe? Welcome to the race. Renee's in the house.
Yeah, Renee is going crazy.
Hold on. Teun is giving me some advice here. He said, here are some pronunciations for Teun. Tone. Oh! I got it!
Yeah, it was very close. To be honest.
Tone. I think
Almost.
that's okay. So he gave me a new pronunciation. He said it's like Toun. So for me, I think that's. Look at Renee. Fucking. This guy's brilliant. You can tell why this guy's always near the front. He's just his brain is big brain level 100. Thank you, Renee.
Yeah, it's quick and yeah, just very smart.
But I'm excited because with you, he's got to run for his money because I can't give him a fucking run for his money. But anyway,
Well,
okay.
to be honest, I saw his time trial time, and I just had to beat him. So Renee, I try hard at that shit.
And I'm expecting him to fight back, and even before the race starts, the day before the race, 2 days before the race, a week before the race, you guys are already battling. So I love it. Cool. So Monaco Grand Prix. What are the keys to qualifying here? What do you think?
It's well, first of all, not crashing.
Right.
Not taking off your front wing every single lap you do, because that'll just end up in you starting last.
Right.
And beside that, there's certain corners here which are like critical to your lap, and certain which you can pretty much do whatever you want in and not be as quick or take the best line. So it's kind of about determining which corners are critical to your lap time.
And is Teun going to reveal that information, or is he going to leave that for us to figure out?
I'm gonna leave that to you to guess.
Damn it. All right, calm down, everybody. Don't get your hopes up. Taylor's not going to give us all the information, unfortunately. That's fair. We got to figure that out for ourselves. But okay, so here's my thing. All right, right now Mercedes is in front in the standings. They're at 161
Yes.
points, 1 point ahead of the Red Bull, who is 1 point ahead of Ferrari and Racing Point. So
Hmm.
4 cars within like literally 2 points of each other. I think that's amazing. So we're gonna look for that fight today. And
Yes.
really quickly in the driver standings. So we've got Steinmein, first place is 107 points. NAFTA
Hmm.
in second place with 99 points. And it doesn't even look like NAFTA. I don't know what happened with NAFTA. I think NAFTA, maybe he tested positive for COVID in the pre-race testing. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah, he pulled a Lance Stroll.
he pulled a Lance Stroll. He's feeling a little sick or something. But he's, okay, so NAFTA's in second place with 99 points, but it doesn't look like he's going to score any today. Now, with that being said, Vapor is just behind at 91 points, and he's in the McLaren. And behind him is Yuppie in fourth, and the Mercedes with 83, and Domingos with 81, and then like even right behind him we have the other Racing Point of Nico John with 78. If Steinmein or NAFTA's not going to score any points, but let's say Steinmein, let's just say he has a disastrous day, and I'm talking about that, we'll go on board with Vapor, who's not on track. But if Vapor or Yuppie or even like Domingos or Nico John, if they can score a ton of points today, and then for whatever reason, if Steinmein isn't able to put together a nice performance like he's always usually able to do, the guys are going to be able to eat into that lead.
Yes, that's very interesting to think about.
And I think it took me forever to make that point too.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
were like, okay, you're really winding it up, aren't you?
I was interested where you were going.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
So was I. It just took me a while.
And I've seen some really we can see Arjun Hochi, who is in P7 right now in the standings.
Yeah.
57 points.
Yeah.
He is doing really well around here. In the wildcard race, he did a 1:09.5, which was really impressive. And
Right.
Give me a run for my money.
Right.
And but Stein, I've done some practicing with him over the week, and
Yeah.
I've got to say, man, he's really consistently in the 109s.
Is
It's gonna be
that-
an interesting battle.
Is that the secret for the success of the Dutch Brigade? The just like the never-ending practice.
We have our secret Dutchy practice sessions in which we reveal our secrets to each other.
I figured some kind of behind closed doors meetings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically the Illuminati.
Right. I wonder what is the Dutch word for Illuminati, by the way.
Illuminati.
Illuminati. Okay. That one I can pronounce. All right. So Steinmein, and Beeman are both. They're both on their hot lap, but they're right behind each other. So that's not going to be good for Beeman. But
Let's see.
I think Steinmein has the pace to stay away from him. So I'm on board with Steinmein.
Me too.
Okay. He gets through that section really nice. You can tell he's definitely got pace. As Frankie puts in a 1:14.660. This section is tricky. You got to slow the car down, get it turned. And this here is so crucial. As he goes into the tunnel, he gets a pretty good exit. Oh, and what's up?
Hey,
What's up,
man.
Monkey Mafia? I didn't see how you had said hello. How's it going, Monkey Mafia? What were we saying, Tone?
Feyman had a bit of a difficult time down in turn 6.
Yeah, okay.
He overshot it, went a bit wide.
Okay. Pretty nice through there for Steinmein. Oh, Domingos a 1:12.608. Really nice lap by Domingos. So he's on provisional pole.
It's impressive.
We're still on board with Steinmein. He's going towards the line. Crossing the line. A 1:10.4. Wow.
Very,
These
very
guys
nice.
are very quick today. Let's see who else is on a lap.
Also is starting. Oh no, he just finished his lap. Sorry.
And it looks like McLaren has put it into the runoff. So It echoes of Rosberg. Maybe he's trying to trying to mess up someone's lap with a yellow flag or something.
And Hachi, as you were talking, is now out for his outlap. I'm really interested to see what he will do.
Yeah. We'll monitor that lap. We're gonna go on board with some other guys to see what else everyone's doing. But it seems like everyone is on an outlap. Who's not on an outlap? Beeman is the only one not in. Well,
he's on an in-lap, I believe.
Yeah, Bro Controller is actually on the last corner here. He's on a run down to the line. He's at a 1:15.799. Is he going to improve? 1:15.079. So he improves by 7/10 actually.
Yuppie has just started his hot lap. So
oh, Joe G, a new addition to the community. He's at a 1:18.031.
Also nice to see.
Oh, and there's a car.
Yes.
It's McLaren. Yeah, it's McLaren. I think he actually has retired from session with damage. But the car was still out there. Yeah, and Joe G was compromised, so that's not going to help him improve, but he's going to try another lap. So let's go on board with Hochi. Hochi just at the purple sector 1, and he's got a car maybe 3-4 seconds ahead, so that's going to be tricky. Potentially he can pass him in the tunnel, but you got to remember that he's also trying to set his fastest lap, so oh boy.
And especially through turn 15 and 16, the dirty air will hurt you.
Yeah, well, you need the downforce, but he gets by him just fine. Really nice through the chicane. He cuts as much as he can without getting the penalty. He sets the fastest sector too, so far he's ahead. Really nice through the chicane. Gets a break really nice there and rotated nice. I think he left a little on the table there, but 109.8. Really nice lap by Hochi. Wow.
Really great driving.
Very impressive. So that's the thing with Hochi. Okay, maybe he's not the fastest everywhere, but this guy has a ton of experience. He's been sim racing for a long time. He's got a big passion for it, and it shows. And then it's these tracks. What was it? Spain, Monaco, and Baku, which are the three tracks that are right next to each other in our calendar. That he's and in his own words, he's really good on. Like his muscle memory there is just spot on, and it's showing. So, really nicely done.
Yeah, after what he's been through, seeing what he's doing here, and racing at all, I think it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
And the times he's setting around here, they speak for himself, don't they?
Yeah, it's good to see. It really is good to see.
Yes.
So who's on a hot lap right now? I think Domingo's.
Nico John.
So Domingo's just started his lap. Let's see how he gets through this first sector. As Nico John, it looks like we're coming through the tunnel. Who else is down there? I think Shep. Oh, Shep is going to start his lap. And there's a McLaren also. I think that's Vapor. Oh, Vapor. Okay, so Vapor's coming around the final corner. This is his hot lap. Let's see where he puts this car. So Vapor puts it in third, 111.822. Nicely done by Vapor. Oh, and he spins in turn 1. And this is going to be tough to get turned around. Luckily, Ghostin is on. So this is, I think now he's doing a recreation of that Austin Power scene when he goes forward and backwards and forward and backwards and forward and backwards.
Exactly. It's a bit of Ragunathan, that one racing driver, Formula 2 driver, who did like an 18-point turn.
Yeah. I don't know what driving school they teach that in, but that was very interesting, wasn't it? As Domingos just crossed in the line, and he improved slightly to 112.475, but he's not up any positions with that. Yes, and Baker finally gets turned around.
Yes. Now Stein is really interesting because he said a 110.4, but I know he can be quicker than this. So we'll see what happens there.
What do you?
Also, Hachi
what kind of time? What kind of time do you think Stein can do?
Well, I think Stein can at least set a 109.9. He seems to do that with quite ease in a practice session, so in a quali session with the extra grip that it gives you. I would say with confidence he'll get a 109.9.
I think especially as we start getting towards the final minutes of the qualifying session, as the grip starts ramping up, the track becomes faster, there's more rubber on the road. So let's see, who is on a hot lap? So Vapor's on another one, but he had messed up his wing, so I think he's gonna, he's understeering like crazy. He's gonna jump into the pits.
The newcomer.
Tim Lee, he has done some racing with us. He was actually formerly in a full-time seat. Wasn't always able to make it to the races, so I believe he stepped back into a reserve role, but always happy to see Tim Lee. Tim Lee fights, he battles, he's up there, but he's a very fair driver, which I respect a lot. So let's see.
That's always good to see.
Right. Let's see. Because the bottom line is no one likes to lose the position, right? But it's almost like a collaborative effort where we got to leave space in our fights. The same way we would like space given to us in return. And
Yuppie, once again, starting a hot lap.
Okay, 1:12.248. Yep. So we'll go on board with Yuppie real quick. Yuppie has been mighty quick all week in practice sessions. Oh, he gets a little bit of oversteer.
Yes.
So he's got the fastest Sector 1. So the track is ramping up quite nicely.
Let's see what this will bring us.
So I'm thinking he's going to put this, if not on pole, somewhere in 2, 3, P4, around there.
Yeah, it will have to with the fastest first sector. He should be, at least in the first part, on par for 109 time. Now, I don't know how we'll do in Sector 2 and 3, of course.
We'll have to watch the
top 4.
We'll have to watch the deltas. So he's up just slightly on his previous time, but I don't think there was a purple on that sector.
Nope.
Rusty just ahead, but he jumps into the pits. So it really is like mayhem out here in terms of the traffic, isn't it?
It's really crazy, and the chances of your lap being invalidated because of people not getting out of the way quick enough, whether that's on purpose or not, it's quite high. So you're always taking a risk when you're going out and try to have as much space as you can.
So do you think Ferrari is going to utilize a little bit of team orders, and maybe Shep will try to impede in the Red Bull to stop him from trying for that pole? What do you think?
No, that's dependent on the tire strategies that especially Stein comes up with. If he comes out behind Shep, maybe we'll see some dirty games being played.
I'm thinking here in the final stages, Hochi might just actually crash the car and red flag it, and maybe he'll hold on to the pole. We'll see. Alright, so Vapor is starting his lap. Who else is just looks like a Racing Point of Domingo is just starting his lap. But I want to stay on board with Vapor, because let's see what he was able to do in the Sector 1, because that looked pretty damn quick to me. Yep.
He looked purple.
1/10 up so far in Sector 1. A little bit wide in the hairpin, but he gets the car tucked back into the apex. Pretty good. Now he's out into the tunnel. So full throttle. See how late he brakes here in the chicane. At about the 75 mark. Nicely through there. This section is so tricky because the wall's right there. Oh, and he's fast in Sector 2 as well. So he's 2.5 tenths up. Really nice lap. Really nice lap. Come on, Vapor. What can you do here? He's on fire right now. He's millimeters from the barriers. On the run down to the line. 1:11.527.
Very, very good. Though
that's not bad.
Did he improve?
He did improve his time. He was a couple
tenths up. I mean, in position-wise, I don't remember.
No. So he was in P3 already.
That's unfortunate. Still a really good time.
It really is though, because just like we were talking about, if you're gonna make if if we're all on the same page that, all right, this is an extremely tricky track, will people end up damaging their wings and costing themselves like an extra 5 seconds in the pit stops? Most likely. So Vapor, or even like Yuppie, even the racing points of Domingos and Nico John, and even Shep, I think, in P7, even though his pace maybe is not quite as quick, but we'll be looking for him to improve that. But what I'm saying is if these guys can just stay consistent in their laps, they could potentially jump these front runners in the pit stops. And if they drive in the right way defensively, not to wreck somebody, but to make it extremely hard to pass, that could determine the race win.
Of course, I've said it before, this race is not a race that's about pace. It's a race about endurance and who can keep it together. If you can keep it together, even though you're starting last, you'll probably still win the race, just because of how difficult it is around you.
And looks like Hochi is going to start a second hot lap, because he was slow on the exit of the final corner. I think he may have got compromised on his first try. So let's see what Hochi's able to do here. So this will have been his second hot lap on these stock tires. So compromising him a little bit in the race, but Monaco is not too bad on the wear.
Really isn't, is it? It barely touches your sluggers.
Right. There's some crazy strategies I was looking at or heard about. You know, here the big issue, like we've been talking about, is traffic. You know, if you're stuck behind the car ahead, not only are you using up more tires because you're having to turn the car more due to the dirty air, but oftentimes you have the pace to be in front of the car ahead. There's just not really a way to pass, and if you're not able to get ahead into that clear air, you're losing time in the race. Right? Every mistake, anything that's compromising you is ultimately costing you by having the leader get farther and farther away from you. So there's some strategies I was looking at where it's like maybe you pit on lap 1, just go onto the hard tire. Which is it's crazy, but
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a possibility. And Hochi improves.
It's difficult. Oh, yeah, 109.7.
Yeah,
very, very good. I'm not sure. Does the hard tire make it all the way to the end? If you pit lap 1?
It does. You'll be at about 70, between 70 and 80% wear, something like that. But it'll make it.
That is interesting.
So Steinmein's on the run down the line. He doesn't improve his time. So he's, for whatever reason, he was 1.8 seconds off his time. So he'll give it another shot here. The only problem is he's almost out of ERS. So maybe in the slow corners it'll regenerate a little bit.
Yeah, you'll have to put it into none in the middle sector. For me, at least, that seems the quickest when I'm in this situation.
Is that it's none? That's net on, or how do you say that?
None, N-O-N-E, like zero.
It's not like
mode.
It's not like ten or
no.
Alright. So let's see. There's a Williams crossing the line. I think that's Joe G. So he's still in P14. And Monkey Mafia. I don't know what's going on with Monkey Mafia. Oh, but it looks like Monkey Mafia put in a fastest sector 2. It looks like. So let's stay on board with Monkey. He hasn't set a time yet. Oh, and lucky for him, also jumps into the pit, so he doesn't impede him. He got a pretty good exit there.
And
P6, 112.797.
Very, very nice.
So he's going to be breathing a sigh of relief because that was it.
Definitely. He hadn't set any time before this.
He had it.
This must be.
So Hochi into the pit.
Sigh of relief.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that. He must have invalidated his laps or something. Joe G is he's down there in P15, his first race with us. And all things considered, he's only a couple tenths, like 3 tenths or so off the guy in front. So Joe G's got a lot of experience. He's coming. He's down here from the States, like Moa over here, and he's a big NASCAR fan, endurance racing fan. Slowly, little by little, he's getting more into Formula One, but he's only a couple tenths off Beeman in P14. So, in my opinion, that's nicely done by Joe G to be. It's like Nico Hulkenberg, right? Nico Hulkenberg is in the real thing. I think he was 4 tenths or so off. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but he was not that far off the pace, considering he just jumped into the car. So Joe G with echoes of mirroring Hulkenberg a little bit. I think that's pretty impressive.
And this seems to be our qualifying session, does it?
Yeah, I think this is going to be it.
Yeah.
everyone that's still on track is like I think it's still an AI car. Yeah.
Mm.
So Rusty, yeah,
It's
Rusty did get knocked down into P11. Rusty was in P10, but Rusty's been consistent in the races. A lot of improvement from Rusty, so we'll see what he can do. But he was just in the chat saying, "Thanks everyone for knocking me down to P11."
and of course
Or
now.
Monkey did actually, his teammate.
Oh yeah, yes indeed. He went by this line at the last moment.
So what
I
were you saying?
remember now. Yeah, well, both. But Rusty, he will now, of course, be able to start on medium tires, which
Right.
is quite the advantage around
Right.
here in Monaco, because you
Right.
stay out longer. And with Joe G, especially if he's just starting off, you learn the most by racing against people that are quicker, right? It's
Yeah, I expect him.
progress.
I expect him to find the pace pretty quick. And again, he's not far off at all. So if he is able to drive within his limits, not try to overdrive the car, then I think he stands to have a good race at, or excuse me, a good chance at maybe even a top 10 finish. It's a long
Yeah,
race.
could be. We'll see. Everything could happen here.
Anything can happen.
Now, this seems to have been our qualifying session. We've got P1, Hachi, P2, Stein, P3, Vapor, P4, Yuppie, P5, Domingos of Nido, P6, Monkey Mafia, P7, Nico John, P8, Space Cowboy, P9, Football Beast, P10 is Bro Controller, P11, Rusty Oykan, P12, OC, Oso Sick, sorry for butchering that there, and then Tim, Feeman, Joe, and Milk Laren finishing off our grid today.
Man, I'm thinking right now, like, everyone's going to be going for it in turn one.
It's going to be chaos.
It's going to be insane. And the cycling of the positions after the first lap, I think we should expect to see people jumping into the pits to replace wings. And again, that's not going to spell the end of your race, because those hard tires, if you switch on lap one, they will make it to the end. So
Exactly, man.
anything can happen.
This whole thing is gonna be chaos, but it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch and race in, of course. I think it's going to be crazy, to say the least.
I think it's going to be chaos, but I think it's going to be a beautiful chaos that's going to unfold before our eyes today. So you gotta stay tuned. This race is not going to be over until it's over. I think we're in for, in my opinion, I think it's going to be an incredible race. So really, really looking forward to it.
There's so many places around here, especially the last turn. You can take your wheel off like that. You're
Right.
one mistake. You can be leading with 20 seconds, but one mistake and the whole race is turned upside down.
So you're talking about like Rascas and all that?
Exactly.
The whole section. The thing is also, because it's such a tight little corner, a lot of people are even downshifting into first to help get the car tucked into the apex. But that's also dangerous, because you can bang that rear wheel as you're turning, and then that thing will completely spin you.
Yeah, it will turn you around, and if you're unlucky, it'll also take off your front wing with it. This will always ruin a large part of your race. But then again, anything can happen after that.
So what do you think then, though, for the strategy? Because obviously we've gone over one strategy is maybe you pit early, get into your own clear air in the back, make up that time instead of losing it by being stuck behind somebody, and then potentially you're jumping people when they go, into the pits. But what other strategies do you think we're going to see today?
Well, I think for Hochi, it's the most beneficial to just try and stretch those soft tires for as long as they can,
Right.
and wait for Stein to pit, and hopefully the people behind Stein as well have
Right.
a nice one pit lead, and just keep going with the win.
Right.
Of course, we'll see how that goes. And for Stein, it's going to be really interesting to see. He'll try the undercut. And for the rest of the people, they should probably all go in at the same lap, to be honest. course, some.
Oh, and it looks like Kochi has been disqualified for the formation lap, but it looked like Steinmeier was pretty much driving into him from behind. So Kochi will be on the disadvantage of starting with cold tires. It's not too long of a run down to the first line, but he could potentially lose that position because of it. So I think Hochi would be having a word with the stewards after the race on that, but we'll see. That'll come after the race. For now, he's got to focus on the race.
It is a big disadvantage, though. The cold tires. It just doesn't want to go at first.
And your brakes, because if your brakes aren't up to temperature, you need to brake earlier, and that's losing you potentially the position in the braking into turn one.
Yeah. Though the P1 starting position is quite powerful around here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
We've got them coming around the last corner now.
Yeah. The guys are cycling through. It's going to take a little bit of a while here just because the track is so tight as everyone makes their way through, but we're going to have this ready. And momentarily we'll be starting the race. The Monaco Grand Prix. So this is round 7. Round 7 of the Performance Racing League Development Tier 2.
Now, did McLaren have a grid penalty? Because I don't remember him qualifying 16th.
He must have. He must have for impeding when he crashed off, because he did impede a lot of people's laps.
Of course. That's really unfortunate for him. Let's see if he can find himself back. But we're off.
So we're on board. And 5 lights. And they're off. So Hochi gets a pretty good start. Steinmeier does as well. They're braking to turn 1.
Stein get past. Oh.
And everyone gets through pretty clean.
It was really nice.
So, Yuppie. No, let's see. Steinmeier. No wonder he's getting all messed up. No wonder he's getting all messed up.
Hochi has crashed.
He did. He did crash. Did he lose a wing? He lost a wing. I didn't see what happened. Oh, and someone else has crashed. So who is that? Monkey Mafia. Monkey Mafia, and he has to let everybody through. Oh, so he lost so much time. Man, that's very unfortunate. So it does look like Vapor's in the lead. So Vapor's up 2 positions. Domingo's just behind him, 3 positions up. Really nice start.
It was really difficult to figure out at first who was actually leading. Vapor in the lead. How many? 4 positions.
I have him up 2 positions because he started in 3rd.
Oh, I thought he started 4th.
No, that was Yuppie. Yeah, no problem. That was Yuppie. So they're back to green flag racing. So we'll monitor these the deltas, and so right now Yuppie is 2/10 behind Domingos on the main straight, and he's not able to make the move there. And Steinmei's into the pits
already,
and so is Hochi. Yeah, he must have got damaged. He must have got tangled up with Hochi. He must have got tangled up in an incident, and I missed it because I was trying to cycle through the pack in turn 1 so that we can get a view of everybody getting through there. But maybe in retrospect, should have put the onboard back on the lead guys. But still a long race. Oh, and Yuppie dings the wall, so I wonder if he'll have some wing damage there. That'll compromise him. Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it from the camera view, but sometimes even if you ding it and it doesn't come off, you still compromise your wing a little bit. It looks like McLaren gets a 3-second penalty. So what do you see developing here right now?
Well, everybody is kind of finding their spot right now, and of course, I'm really interested to see how much Hachi, Stein, and McLaren can fight themselves back, and if Vapor can keep it clean, hold on to that lead.
Yeah, and he puts in the fastest lap. And the Haas boys, of Oso and Broken, they are right on Shep's tail. So the customer cars are taking the fight to the work team, the Ferrari. But the Ferrari is really quick through Sector 1, so it looks like the Haas boys were closing in on them in Sector 3, but Sector 1, Shep was able to run away a little bit, so I expect that to be a nice ebb and flow, so to speak, a push and a pull between these guys, and it's going to be a fight to see who can stay ahead. They look to be about similar pace, Broken and Shep.
Let's see.
I'm on board with Broken because this seems to be the closest battle on track right now. Broken is 8/10 behind. Oh, and Shep hits the wall a little bit. He's even ghosted a little bit.
Yeah, they do seem to be forming a bit of a pack together. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, so 5/10 behind. What happened with Rusty?
He seems to be closing up from Tim Lee, heading more towards Oso. So we'll see if he can overtake him.
So let's oh, and Vapor just puts in another fastest lap. So I think Rusty here, now he's into P9. He's up 2 positions. He's got to be patient here. He can't force the move. This will be a nice test of his racecraft here. He's on the medium tires. He can be patient. He with those medium tires, I feel like you can let the race come to you more so.
Looks like he is aware of that, because he was not using his overtake on that straight, even though he had DRS, so he's saving it.
So he's driving intelligently, I would say. I'm back on board with Broken. Broken is 7/10 behind Shep. And Steinmine just puts in the fastest lap on the hard tire, so Steinmine is going for that alternate strategy. So again, that's telling you that no matter what happens here on race day at Monaco, if you keep fighting, you have a chance. Mill Clarion goes into the pits. So we're on board now with Oso, because it looks like
he goes on to the mediums.
Yeah, and Shep was getting away from Broken. And now let's go on board with Hochi, because Hochi's down in P15. So now he's trying to make his way through the field, and he's going to be able to pass Monkey in the tunnel.
He just got past Monkey Mafia really cleanly.
Now he's into the no-bound chicane, really nicely through there. So he's making his way through the field. We'll continue to watch his progress. As Rusty jumps into the pits, he must have got wing damage.
Yuppie really close to Domingos.
Broken into the pits. He must have got wing damage as well. And he's onto the mediums, so... Yeah, so let's go on board with Yuppie. Yuppie is 8/10 or so, a second behind Domingos. I think Yuppie does have some wing damage.
It looked like he just tapped the backhand of Domingos just before you switched his perspective.
Okay.
So that might be an issue for him.
Yeah. And he's closing up nicely here at Sector 3. 4/10 behind. He knows he's got to be patient, so he's nice and early on the brakes. And they got the DRS on the straight. So this is developing into quite the battle. So I'm actually going to go on board with Steinmine P11 because he's right behind Joe G, who's in P10. Steinmine's got to be careful. He's got to be patient. He can't rush a move here that's going to end up costing him another wing, because that'll compromise his strategy. He already went into the pits. He's already on the tire that he can finish the race on. He needs to have a very clean rest of the race here if he wants to get a good result. As Broken, or no, Frankie looks like he's jumping into the pits. Steinmine's got to be careful. He's being very careful.
I was about to say he's very strong out of C1, and as you can see, it's right up the back of Joji.
Yeah, but here's what's happening. As Steinmine is being patient, which is a good thing. He's being patient. He's not having to back off a little bit, but it makes sense because he doesn't want to get damaged. But while that's happening, Vapor is able to stretch the lead in the front, and it's possible that now he's going to be able to stretch the lead, further up than even a pit stop, 27 seconds. So this is also costing Steinmine. So what happened with Vapor?
Vapor is in a prime position to win this race right now. You've got the two fastest guys, well, from the qualifying, way down the field because of a first turn incident. He's leading them with 10 positions.
But okay, so Steinmine and Hochi, they get past Joe. So they're finally able to make their way past. So these guys are going to be flying towards the front. The next car up for Steinmine is Feeman. So Steinmine in 9th. He's got him in his sights. He can smell blood. But Hochi's just behind. So these guys are making their way up, but they're also going to be fighting. I think, personally, that makes it better for Vapor. The Vapor pushes really nicely on these in his clean air. He should put himself right around them when it comes time for the pit stops.
What Vapor also is doing very nicely right now is saving that ERS. He's keeping it above 70%.
Oh, and Feeman hits the wall, so they're able to get by. So now Hochi is just behind Stein. And it looks like, besides these guys, we've also got a battle with Frankie, Football Beast behind Joe G, and Monkey Mafia just behind him, and Oso just behind Shep.
It's a lot of very close racing.
Yeah. And Shep just jumps into the pits. So Oso will get past there as he jumps into the pits. Oh, and Hochi is just behind Steinmine. These guys are fighting it out. So Hochi with the DRS. It's a short straight. What's going to happen? Can he outbrake him? No.
But what can happen into this corner? Because a lot can happen into that. What is it? What name does that have again?
It looks like Massanet and then Casino.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then into Mirabeau. Oh, and the McLaren. I think he lost. Oh, he lost the wing. I thought he lost his wheel.
Yes, and McLaren also picked up a 5-second penalty not so long ago. His race is not going to plan.
No, it's not. And Hochi then 4 to 5 tenths behind Steinmine. They're going through the casino. And meanwhile, we've got our eyes on the rest of the guys to see if there's any other battles developing. But this seems to be the closest one. You know, Joe G's actually looks like he's less than a second behind Feeman. But it'll be hard to take our eyes off of this battle. These guys are pushing it to the absolute limit. It looks like someone's lost their wing up front. Oh, it looks like that's Tim. Looks like that's Tim. So he jumps into the pits. Unfortunate for him because he was up to P6.
He was doing very well.
Oh, but he's got the DRS. Hochi's got the DRS. He's on the outside of turn 1. How late is he going to break? And he has to concede. It's too risky. So really heads up driving. Oh, and a safety car. A safety car.
McLaren has unfortunately had to retire. Has he crashed?
I think so. But here's the thing: if Vapor can jump into the pits now, I think he's ahead of the guys in the back, Steinmine and Hochi. I do believe.
Now this is going to throw a spanner in the works for Vapor if Stein and Hochi decide to pit now.
But they'll be behind him.
Yes, they will be behind him. But if Vapor pits, they'll probably.
So
be
Vapor,
no, he doesn't.
I can't say I understand Vapor on that one. I cannot say that I understand that because he's working so hard to create that gap that would try to keep him ahead during the pit stops, and that gap that you need is reduced during the safety car because everyone's going slower, right?
Yes.
So I would have thought he would have taken advantage of that, but he stays out. So maybe he knows something that we don't. But I think Domingos just pit and he's still ahead of everybody else. Although Steinmine and Hochi will have moved up, yeah. So it looks like they're into P4 and P5. So the strategy, although compromised in the first lap, again, we're seeing how you've still got a chance because you can come in on lap 1, you can get the pit stop out of the way, you can change the wing, get onto the hard tires, and put your head down into clear air, and now they're back up into P4 and P5, and they've done a really excellent job.
This is really gonna hurt Vapor because He's on 10 lap old softs, and well, Sign and Hochi both don't have to pit anymore. They'll overtake him when he pits, when Vapor does pit. It's interesting to see how he will get himself out of this situation, if he will.
I can't believe what we're seeing here. I'm thinking even now Vapor should just jump into the pits. I think the safety car is going to do another lap, but I don't know.
Yeah, but if he jumps into the pits now, he'll
be behind him.
Come out in 9th or 8th.
So
that's
yeah, he doesn't do it. So now he's 9 laps on the soft tire. I think he can do what, like at least another 10 laps.
Yes, he could, but that's Domingo has pitted. Yuppie has pitted, so that's assuming they don't find their way past on new tires.
And so, okay, so what do you think's happening with Yuppie? Because Yuppie pit for the mediums. Can he take those mediums to the end? Because that's almost 30 laps. I think he can.
To be honest, I don't have a very much knowledge on tire wear on this game, so
Very nicely done by Tone.
We'll have to see.
Very nicely done by Tone, acting like he doesn't know so that he doesn't reveal information.
No, I'm
very, very nice by Tone. Everybody is taking notes. How to deal with the press by Tone. Doesn't reveal too much information. You can tell why this guy's a 2-time Grand Prix winner. Alright, so let's see. Man, I'm still in disbelief here with the decision by Vapor, but hopefully he can still get a nice result with whatever alternative strategy he's come up with.
People are getting so close to the barriers and braking at the last moment. It's really scary to see.
It is a little scary, but I got faith in the guys that they'll figure it out. That, and at the same time, I do this myself. I will speed up and then slam on the brakes, and speed up and slam on the brakes, trying to get my brakes up to temperature.
Yes, that's of course that's needed. If you don't do that, you'll be mugged when the race restart is.
Right, and they're gonna do another lap under safety car. So this, I don't know if it's helping Vapor. I guess he can go a little bit longer on those soft tires, but again, everyone behind him has already pit. So when he pits, he's gonna get jumped by everyone unless he can create like a 20+ second gap. He's quick, but I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, it's that back marker, I believe. Is that the back marker, or is it just a bug that Renault is behind him? Because the back marker is keeping some distance between him and Domingos. Every lap that the safety car is hurting him more.
But that's part of the show here at Monaco. You've got to make your way through the traffic. Now the good thing is that when the lights do go green to return to full green flag racing, I believe that the lap cars will be ghosted, so he should be able to make it through, but for now he's got to stay behind. But Domingos is in a great spot. In my opinion, Domingos here is in the net lead, and behind him we've got Yuppie, who would be in net P2, and behind him Steinmine in net P3, and Hochi in net P4. So,
yeah.
Now, what I think is going to be curious to see is what can Yuppie do from, he's in P3, but again, I think he's in an effective P2, but what can he do from that position? Because he's going to have the better tires than Domingos in terms of grip.
Well, I think we'll almost have a 4-way battle for the lead, with the pace working out perfectly of each of those guys. They'll all start catching up to each other more and more. It's going to be about who cannot damage their car.
Right, but
if
safety car in this lap, by the way.
Oh, Domingos can keep it together. I think he'll be able to keep Yuppie behind, even though he's on newer tires.
Okay, and the guys are on the main street. Vapor gets a great jump. They're back to green flag. Yep, green flag racing. So Yuppie, I think Yuppie's got to make a move quickly because he's on the better tires. He can't get stuck behind Domingos. Otherwise, he's going to lose that advantage of the grip. Domingos goes a bit wide. We're on board with Hochi. So P4, or excuse me, P5, P4, P3, and P2, neck and neck.
Yeah, I agree. Yup, you may have had some contact there.
And I think he got through. No, I think he just locked up and went through the ghost of the lap car. So they're finally past Steven. So they're going through the tunnel section. Yuppie's lost touch a little bit with Domingo, like 9/10 back. They lock up into the chicane.
Said, he needs to get by now, or else he won't have the superior grip anymore.
Yeah.
But where is always the question.
Well, he's got the better grip, so you know that he's going to be able to rotate the car better and get on the power a little bit earlier. So he's got to stay tucked in as much as he can here through Raskas, and he should be able to get on the power a little bit earlier. He gets on the power, oh, but another virtual safety. Virtual safety, so now what's going to happen?
Vapor still managing to pull away though. At least still the
he
safety
is,
car
he
came
is,
out.
Yeah, he was a little bit. But can he extend the gap a couple seconds every lap for the next 7 or so laps?
Even if he does, he's not in a very good position anymore, since he will just be way down the field. It's so compacted because of the safety car.
He'll be stuck in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, you got to figure that any moment now they're going to be going back to green flag.
I think Vapor is really hoping this virtual safety car will take longer than usual, so he can pit under it, but I doubt it.
I wonder if he would have been able to go when it first came out, but I'm not sure.
He should have, but he didn't, which was could have been just a mistake.
Oh, and Hochi got past Yuppie in the chicane.
And Stein, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, they both did. So I think they caught Hochi with his, or excuse me, Yuppie with his pants down, so to speak. No, and Stein's just behind. Stein's just behind Yuppie. He's in P5. So Hochi was able to get by. So now Hochi's in a great spot to try to make the move on Domingos. He's on older tires, but he's got the pace. He's already right on his tailpipe.
Hochi is so quick around here, especially Sector 1. He's doing very well right now.
Yeah, we're on board with Yuppie. Yuppie, who's just behind Hochi. He's got Steinmeier just behind him.
Oh.
Into the hairpin. Into Poirier. And now they're going into the tunnel. So let's see what's going to happen here. Hochi right on Domingo's tail. And Domingo's, they're making progress to the leader, actually. The Vapor must have made a mistake somewhere. I wonder if he's lost a bit of his wing. No, he's good.
His tires are going off.
I think that's what's happening. I was just about to say. So Hochi, he can smell. Oh, and he touches Domingos, but he backs out. I wonder if he would have got wing damage. Oh, and Steinmeier gets turned around.
No, what happened?
A little bit of a touch through Raskas.
Oh,
and now he's in P12.
He will definitely be hitting himself over that.
He will, and Joji makes it past Monkey into turn 1.
Chaos all around.
So let's stay on board with Hochi. So Steinmeier's race is now compromised. I think he's lost his wing, a piece of his wing, and he's most likely going to have to pit again. And man, at this point, he'll be so far back.
And he can't even go on softs, because those will have a chance of popping near the end. So he'll have to go mediums. That's really unfortunate timing. If there is ever good timing for a spin, this was not it.
Yeah, and I think there was contact. I think there was contact.
Yeah.
So we're on board still with Hochi. So Hochi, he will have seen on his timing board that Vapor's no longer, or excuse me, that Steinmein's no longer there, right? So he'll know that he got into an incident. So that's a reminder to Hochi to be careful, to not put himself in a situation that's going to compromise him. Because even on that last lap, the one before, when he touches them again, on the last lap, the one before, he got squeezed a bit by Domingos, and they touched, and he almost spun Domingos. He had to back off there, but so far I think he's doing a really good job of managing his strategy, his race. He's got to be patient. He can see them just ahead, right? So he's got to wait for his moment to pounce.
Yes, he knows he has all the chances to win this race if he keeps his head cool.
Right.
But
and he hits the back. I think he was in too tight on the hairpin, and I think he hit his own rear tire on the barrier. To be honest.
Yeah, that could be.
He was in that first gear, which is dangerous because that tucks your car in a little bit too much to the apex, if you ask me. But the strategy is being used by everybody intermittently to kind of tuck the car into the apex and get it rotated. So
it's very dependent on how you like to drive your car,
right.
how you get around the chicane.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, getting really close to
and
Domingos
Vapor goes
right now.
a little wide. Vapor goes a little wide. And a yellow in sector 2. Yellow's gone, so someone must have got him back on track there.
Vapor is just
he's
going
there.
and going, hoping for the field to spread up a little bit so he can make a pit stop without losing too many.
But that strategy is not exactly working out for him.
No. It's the best he could do right now, I think.
Oh, and Hochi touches Domingos in the back. Domingos, I'm sure, is all over that team radio to let them know that this Ferrari behind him is making contact. I'm sure they'll be asking for some kind of penalty, but they're able to get through just fine. If anything, that's hurt Hochi a little bit. Oh, and Domingos hits the wall. He went wide.
That's going to be a problem for him. Oh,
yeah, and Hochi, he can see these guys are starting to struggle a little bit, even though Hochi's on the older tire.
Look how much time he's losing through there, Domingos.
Yeah, he has no wing. I think Domingos, is he going to jump into the pits? And Nico John gets a penalty, 3 second track limits. Vapor's in the pits.
Going.
Okay, so this is where Hochi has to make the move. Oh, and Domingos didn't leave him any space. Rusty getting out of the pits there. Thankfully, Ghostin is on, so they can make their way past the ghosted lap car. So Hochi's got to be patient here.
I'm not sure why Domingos did not pit, because he knows he won't be able
he wants the
to
track
keep
position.
behind.
He wants the track position. You're asking why someone is not able to make a logical, somewhat logical decision. They're in the heat of battle. That part of the brain is completely off. Right now, it's I got to fight for this position, even if it's going to compromise you for the race. He's going to try to outbrake him on the outside, but he backs off. Really nicely done. I think Domingos would have gotten track limits warning for that one.
Probably.
So Yuppie's just behind though. So Hochi cannot just wait to say, okay, maybe Domingos has a time penalty. If I stay behind him, I can win. Because him being compromised by Domingos is also allowing Yuppie to stay right behind.
I'm really curious what would be the best decision right now.
Oh, and they touch.
The people in the front. They do again. Domingos, he could go for softs right now, and which would put him down to be 7
I don't
or
think he's going to do that. I don't think so, because if he can somehow keep this together, he could potentially win. So he'd be throwing away that opportunity, even though realistically I don't think he has the pace for the win right now. But
I completely forgot about that.
But yeah, so he's missing a piece of his end plate. But Hochi's been making touches with him, and Hochi's got to be careful that so some of those touches don't end up compromising his wing, because again, he's got Yuppie 8 tenths behind. So we're going to move a little bit see what other battles there are on track.
Got also.
We're gonna go back to Hochi because the gap is so small. It's like a little over 2/10. So Hochi, I believe he's. Oh, and he loses a piece of his wing. So Hochi loses a piece of his wing.
And has Domingo spun or gone?
No, contact. Hochi slammed into the back of him. I don't think it was intentional, but he did hit the back of him. So now Hochi, virtual safety car.
And he is missing his right front wing end plate.
Yeah, I saw it fly off during the contact. So this is actually good for Domingos, because now he's on new tires, and if he had to pit, he's doing it now under the virtual safety. So let's see what position he can come out in. I think he'll come out in 7th.
It's interesting how he went onto the medium tires
instead of the soft, huh? But the softs would have been close to like a 20 lap stint. It would have been like 19 or so laps or something, 18 laps.
That is true. I was miscalculating it. Thought it was 10 laps to go.
No,
it
about
was
18 or
19
so.
laps to go.
But it's hard to know unless you've done all the testing, right? And just like in the real thing this weekend at Nürburgring, you know, sometimes you're going in there blind with not as much information, and
you have to wing it.
You got to kind of wing it, but that could end up costing you because again, I think Domingos could have gone into the softs actually. I think so because Vapor must have done what, like 13, 14, 15 laps or something on those initial softs.
I think he went in on laps 17 or 16, you're
right.
So
he could have stretched it, but we'll see. So anyway, the guys are back to green flag. Hochi is starting to stretch the legs a bit up front. Rusty gets a 3-second time penalty. So here is Yuppie's time to shine, I think, because if he's able to keep his nose clean, meanwhile, potentially Hochi will continue to compromise himself with his left downforce.
Yes, if Yuppie can get past Hochi right now, this will be his day.
Yeah,
if he doesn't crash.
But the gap seems to be ever widening. Although Yuppie gets a little bit of time back there, but he loses some time on the exit into the tunnel. He understeered a bit and wasn't able to get on the power as early as he probably would have liked.
We'll have to see for some laps if he has a net gain or loss on Hochi.
Right.
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, because it looks like Yuppie's able to take a lot more speed into the corner entry, but it compromises him a bit into the exits. And Shep, let's go on board with Shep, because Shep is 3/10 behind Oso. Shep on those hard tires. Shep's in a really great position here to get some good points because he's in P5. Nice and easy through there. Oh, and Oso jumped into the pit, so Shep now into P4. So really nicely done by Shep. And it looks like the gap between Hochi and Yuppie is still 1.8, so that remains about the same. Yuppie able to get a little bit of time down Hochi, but Hochi gets it back.
And Domingos, he doesn't on the mediums, seems to be gaining on Vapor.
Yeah,
or
Vapor's
he is.
a little bit in the fast corners. Yeah, a little bit in the fast corners. But Vapor's, these tires are brand new as well, so you'll have, relatively speaking, you'll have plenty of grip. But Shep is now making his way nicely onto the back of Nico John. Oh, and Nico John, he hits the back of the wall. He was tucked in a little too tight on that apex, rotating the car, and he paid the price for it.
Does he have front wing damage?
No, he hit the back of the car. He hit the sidewall on the wall, so he'll be all right. It just compromises the exit greatly.
I'm talking about Nico John. He's missing both front wing end plates.
Oh, he must have. No wonder he had no pace. Everyone's on the back of him. No, he didn't get damage on that last turn that I was talking about. Oh, and Domingos is out.
Oh.
Domingos is out.
That's sad.
Wow, and Nico John is going to try to continue with no end plates, so
it's going to be tricky.
That's going to be really, really, really difficult. So this is where I think Shep, yeah, he hits the ball, and Domingos is out of the race. So another virtual safety car.
What a pity.
So it's only going to be half the potential points from Racing Point in terms of their cars.
Now, to be honest, the other Racing Point doesn't have half his front wing. It's broken off at the top.
It's
both
a half
sides.
it's a half day all around for Racing Point today, huh? Half the
Yeah.
front wing, half the cars on track.
But hey, it's in P3. Can't complain too much.
Yeah,
He's
not too
keeping
much.
behind Strap.
But this would be
Let's see what happens.
This would be a David versus Goliath type of feat here, because if he can stay ahead. Oh, and Frankie's also out. Frankie DNFs.
We're losing.
Oh, he looks
cars
like
right.
It looks like Frankie is out at Mirabeau.
It's easy to hit the wall there. Uh-oh.
Wow, and we've got some intel from NAFTA. It looks like NAFTA.
Overslept.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out a funny way to put it, but there's no funny way to put it. He just plain overslept. And
That's yeah, that happens.
Mercedes will be wondering what the fuck time did NAFTA go to sleep because he didn't wake up.
What time is it for you guys?
Where we are?
Yeah?
The race here starts at 8 a.m. West Coast U.S. time, and for him, he's on East Coast time because he's in Montreal. For him, it's 11 a.m. But NAFTA is the ultimate team, FIFA Ultimate Team Whisperer. So, and Shep gets by. But NAFTA's the Ultimate Team Whisperer. NAFTA is the expert in all things Ultimate Team FIFA. So I'm sure he was playing until like 4 in the morning. And that's compromised Mercedes greatly here. They might have to put a ban on FIFA for their drivers.
Yeah, they should. It's a dangerous thing. Has a new FIFA game come out last night or something?
Yeah, it came out just this week. Are you a football fan at all?
No, definitely not.
What are your sports then?
I do scuba diving. I used to do some actual real-life karting, and besides that, I'm really good at sitting on my ass, to be honest.
Right, that I knew.
And I study. I study a lot.
Nice.
So that's what most of my time goes into.
That makes sense. No, it's no wonder you have such an analytical approach to a lap. No wonder you can gain so much time. So let's see what's happening here. So Yuppie is 3 seconds behind Hochi. But see, Hochi still has to make 13 more laps. That's 37 laps on the hards. And Nico John is out. Nico John is out.
Oh, both racing
Both
points.
the racing points are out. So that wing finally ended up compromising his ability to turn, and he must have gone into the barrier somewhere. So the David versus Goliath story is not going to happen today, unfortunately. But let's go on board with Steinmeier, because Steinmeier now, he's right behind Shep. Shep is fighting to the death for that P3 because he wants that podium. But Steinmeier...
Are we going to get a double Ferrari?
We're going to see a Ferrari podium, a double Ferrari podium. For all the Tifosi are going crazy. I don't know if you can hear them, but they are going out of their minds right now, cheering these guys on. But Red Bull is just behind.
Absolutely screaming.
They're screaming.
Oh.
What's that, Count? I can't hear you over the Tifosi. Steinmeier is right on the back of Shep. Oh, and he's trying to make a move into Casino, into Mirabeau. Doesn't have it quite there. Now into the hairpin. Out of the hairpin. Now they're getting into 48 before they get to the tunnel. Who's got the better exit? Who's going to blink first? Steinmeier gets a pretty good exit. He's on overtake. Shep is not on overtake. Can Steinmeier now break him here? He's going to go for it. Oh, not quite. Oh.
Contact.
A little bit of a touch. Not too bad, though. Just a touch. A little bit of a touch. A little bit of a kiss.
A love tap on the
A little bit of a love tap. He's telling Shep, don't forget, I'm right here. So Vapor, now that this is happening, Vapor's actually closing on the back of Steinmine. So Vapor had spun, if you recall.
Yes, Vapor has profited massively on
However,
John.
However, Vapor is missing his right front end plate, and Steinmine gets past. Steinmine got past in Beau Rivage. So Mazdanetta Casino here. Oh, I think Shep might have lost a piece of his wing. He did. I think Shep lost a piece of his left. Yep, he lost his left front end plate. I think in turn 1. So Shep's race is now compromised.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good. Let's see. I'm trying to see what's happening right now. I think Bro Controller is in a great spot to make up positions because he's got his car is fully intact and he's right behind Vapor and Shep in front. I think Bro Controller, if he's patient here, can make the move on both of them. Oh, and they all hit the wall.
Yeah, and he hits the wall.
He hits the wall. I think he lost his right front end plate. Yep. So now he's also compromised.
I do know why that happened. It's very, very frustrating when there's a ghosted car inside of your car going into a high-speed corner like that.
Yeah, especially if you're not 100% expecting it, and then you see a car in your field of view. But
exactly,
that's part of the show here. So the guys, unfortunately, just have to kind of adjust to it, try to work around it. Let's see, Steinmine.
Part of the game.
Part of the game. Steinmine still has his full wing, but he's far behind. But his tires are so much fresher than Yuppie's. I wonder, is Yuppie going to be able to go 10 more laps on the mediums?
I don't think so. I think he will have to pit at some point.
So if he pits now, he can come out still ahead of Steinmine, but I think he's going to try to stretch him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna cost him dearly, but we will see. Maybe it's gonna prove me wrong.
I do know that Yuppie has been doing a lot of practice here, a lot of 50% race distance practice races. So I know he's been testing strategies. I would imagine he probably would have tested how long these mediums are able to go for as well. We'll see.
And again, as I said, I have no clue on tire wear on this game. I'm pretty much just messing around. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Tone, actually, he never pits. He just goes the full race distance on soft tires somehow.
Yes, it's a secret.
Yeah, it's a secret strategy. All right, so Steinmine just got the fastest lap. So what's happening here? As Space Cowboy, Chef, and Bro Controller are into the pits. Bro Controller onto the soft tire. And Chef onto the medium. So interesting choice, even though there's only 8 laps to go. But Vapor gets a 3-second penalty, so that's going to cost him.
He seems to be,
Vapor,
he's falling back a bit,
yeah,
isn't he?
But Vapor also pit. Vapor also pit, so he fixed that wing. So we're on board with Hochi, making his way through traffic.
Going strong, front wing.
Yeah, he is, huh? Because he hasn't changed that out.
And if he manages to hold on to it, he will probably win this race. Because Yuppie is on very, very old mediums right now.
And Yuppie's not really challenging him at this moment. He's not really closing the gap.
He isn't. So and he won't, because at this point the hards are probably the faster tire between the two.
If not faster, they're the same, so no advantage anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're roughly around the same grip levels at this point, so no more advantage with the mediums. But Yuppie still has his intact front wing. So, for example, and Stein. For example, though, if Hochi, for whatever reason, makes a mistake and loses the other piece of the front wing, then I think we're going to start to see him lose a lot more pace. And at that point, yep, he's only 9 seconds behind.
Exactly. It's a ticking time bomb when that second piece of front wing decides to quit. So if that happens, because he makes a little mistake, we will still be able to hopefully see a bit of a battle for the lead.
A battle at the end here. So 7 laps to go, plus this one.
And of course, Stein, it's very impressive what he did actually. He also spun and broke his front wing, I believe. And he's back into P3.
And yeah, so we're on board with Vapor. Vapor is just behind Bro Controller. Now Bro Controller, he's on a faster tire than Hochi. So if you do have faster pace as a lap car, you are allowed to try to fight to unlap yourself. So that's what Bro Controller's going to try to do. But I don't know if he quite has it, but he's closing onto the back of Hochi quite nicely. But he's hitting the wall quite a bit.
Let's hope he doesn't mess up his front wing.
What we were talking about the ghosting and all that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think
it does really bring a distraction for both Hochi and for Bro Controller.
So let's go on board with Vapor. Vapor is just behind P6 Pro Controller, Vapor and P7. Man, these guys are just flying through the Novo chicane. Or rather the swimming pool. Okay, so Vapor with DRS. Tim Lee gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. So Broken is making some nice progress now up towards Oso. And Oso is just behind Shep, just ahead of him.
Two Haas boys, P5 and 6. Will be a good day for them.
Yeah, good day for Haas, good haul of points.
Take over McLaren in the championship?
It could be. It really could be.
If they manage to stick it.
Yeah, because
certainly will by a landslide.
It seems like it. Haas is 7th in the constructors right now with 114 points, just behind McLaren in 6th with 116 points, so 2 points behind. Definitely looks like they're going to overtake them in the championship.
Ferrari will probably, if Hachi wins, also take back P2 in the championship for constructors.
Yeah, I think so. But potentially even P1 because they're only 2 points behind Mercedes, so we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. Oh, and Vapor puts his car right there with Broken, but really nice driving by all of them. Oh, and Broken gets a good jump. Broken gets a really good jump on the final corner. I think he's going to overtake him around the outside. Really nice move by Broken. Oh, and Vapor loses the rear end. So Vapor, I think he would have lost his wing there. Yeah, he lost the right end plate.
Oh, and he hits the wall again. Oh, how unfortunate.
Unfortunate. So Hochi's stretching out that lead a little bit more and more every lap. So he's now 12 seconds ahead. And Broken, for somehow, he's let Shep run away because he was a second or so behind. He didn't lose a wing, so I don't think he made contact or lost control.
Hochi has lapsed his teammate, hasn't he? I was a bit confused for a second.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if it's his team. Is it his teammate? I don't think it's his teammate. I think it must have been one of the Alfa Romeos, I think.
No, it's Space Cowboy and Hochi.
Oh, really? Okay.
Each other's back.
Okay.
It looks pretty cool around Monaco, to be entirely honest with you.
Oh, but he hasn't lapped him quite just yet, I don't think. He's about to. I think he's about to.
Yes, he's about to. There was a
little bit of a distinction there. Yeah. All right, let's see. So what's happening? So Oso is just behind Vapor. Oh. So he tried to make a move into Master Net and Casino, but and he hits the back of him. He loses a piece of the end plate. He does back off though. It doesn't compromise Vapor too much.
This place is littered with end plates by now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Vettel to come out on track. Either Vettel will come out on track to clean it up, or the karting guy to come out and throw it at one of the guys or something. But
yeah, Luca Luca Corberi.
Yeah,
he will come in and throw it at someone's head.
Yeah, he's actually the Luca Corberi guy. He's actually announced that he's going to run for president of the United States in the election.
Nice.
All the Republicans and the conservatives love him.
I bet.
Yeah.
He's the best racer.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. All right, let's see. Just kidding, everybody. I don't mean to get political. All right. So what's happening on track right now? Oso is 1.4 seconds behind Vapor. The Vapor was able to get past. And this seems to be the closest battle on track.
Yeah, everybody seems to be very spread out by now.
But these guys are 5/10 apart with 2.5 laps to go. Steinmeier with the penalty. Oh, wow. Ooh. It was really good driving by these guys, but Vapor did that on his own. Also did really well to put his car there, put the pressure on him, but didn't crash him out or run him wide. So really nice driving by Oso, and in return by Vapor. So what's going to happen here? What do you think is going to happen with these guys? Who do you see coming out ahead here between Oso and Vapor for P6?
Well, on my screen, Vapor doesn't have any front wing at all, though he does seem to be keeping up some pace. But as you can see, it's pretty difficult to get through this sector, and I don't know. I think Oso will get past.
But do you think that that's an experimental new front wing that McLaren has designed? Is that supposed to be a faster wing design or something?
Reduced drag.
Yeah.
What? Oso goes into the pits.
I can't say that I understand that move, but
no, he had. What? He only lost an end plate. He should have kept going.
I think his tires were starting to go. I think it was scared, but he only had 2 laps to go. So Vapor, with the experimental design of that front wing, just kidding, he lost the end plates. But he's got no wing. He must have been sweating, seeing Oso behind him, because Oso's car was intact, and now he's cruising.
Well, that's an interesting turn. But I thought Oso was in like 8-lap-old mediums, if I'm not mistaken.
He was on 22-lap-old mediums.
Okay. Well, then he should have made it. I mean,
he should have made it.
Yuppie is on 28-lap-old mediums.
Yeah, Yuppie's going to the end. So this is... and Vapor's out!
Vapor hits the wall into the tunnel.
He had no downforce.
That's what I was worried about.
So let's go on board with Oso, because Oso, now he was in P7, he was behind Vapor, he ended up, and look at Vapor, you can see that his car is completely damaged.
Yeah.
But also, then Oso, he pit and replaced his wing, so he is behind now Monkey, but he's on the much faster tire. But this is it, he's got a lap and some change to go. So this is going to be the battle to watch at the end, because Monkey is on 16-lap hards. He still has grip, but he has nothing compared to what Oso's got right now. Oso pretty much is going to be able to do like a qualified hot lap. So now they're on the last lap.
He's gonna have amazing grip, especially now the track is completely worn in,
yeah,
as it can be.
A lot of rubber laid down.
Super quick.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what will happen towards the end of this lap.
We're gonna stay on board with Oso. Hochi is in the lead. He's on the final lap. We could show you his perspective, but in essence, he's pretty much just alone up front.
Hochi comes across the lines to win.
Very nicely done by Hochi. 5-second penalty that he was not served, but doesn't matter in the end. Really nicely done by Hochi. Amazing job. Oso had to back off a little bit.
Yuppie takes P2 on 30 laps old.
30-lap-old mediums. We were asking, we were wondering, are those mediums going to be able to go to the end? Yuppie, the
And
magician,
it-
made it happen.
Stein finishes P3. Congrats to those people.
Very nicely done by
No.
Stein.
Also, has not managed to catch up. Oh, in the last corner.
Oh, they're so close. And Monkey with an amazing defensive drive. Amazing job by Monkey.
Oh,
But
and he takes it back.
also gets ahead. Monkey had an unserved time penalty. Wow.
What a race.
And look
Tim
at
Lee.
Joe G. Tim Lee. Yeah, let's see. Tim Lee is coming around the final corner. I got to give a shout out to Joe. His first race, again, maybe not the quickest, but ends up in P8.
Very well done to
Very
everybody.
well done by Joe.
Lots of fun to watch.
And he
Really
gets
had a good
driver of the day.
time. And, well, thank you very much for having me. I had a lot of fun. Hope I wasn't shit.
No. Absolutely not. This was the best commentary that we've ever done. Actually, I'm on Twitter right now, and PRL commentary team is trending, so the whole world is loving commentary. I think
Great.
actually Donald Trump just tweeted, "Great job, guys. Thanks, Mr. President." But I'm not a huge fan, but thank you anyway. So, what do you think about that race?
I thought it was really fun to watch.
What were the moments?
Development with Hochi and Stein both having trouble at the start. Vapor taking the lead and creating quite the gap. Then with the safety car, Hochi and Stein being back up to P4 and 5, I remember, I think, and Vapor not choosing to pit, which in the end paid off. Didn't really pay off for him.
No. And he was trying to overcompensate at the end to make up for that, and you see that it cost him.
It cost him dearly. And Hochi, in the end, took the win, which was really cool, seeing as he started off lap 1 in P15. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think the big development here today was no NAFTA. So Mercedes is going to have to go over that in the debrief, but they lost out on points today. Hochi in P1, really nicely done by Hochi. Yuppie P2 and Stein P3. Shep a good result in P4 and good points as well for Haas.
really, really nice.
But that is going to do it for us here today. So thanks everyone for joining in. This was the PRL Development Tier 2 race at Monaco. Tomorrow is the Tier 1 race. That's going to be at 12:45 Eastern, 5:45 p.m. UK time. And next week, make sure to check in again because we're going to be racing at Baku. So anyway, thank you for joining me, Tone. All right, take care, everybody.